All right, today what we're looking at is our 55 project. It came to us actually a really nice car. It did everything good, but it was still just a 55 Chevy, and my customer wanted a supercar out of it. So we've been commissioned to just go through and go nuts on it. So some of the details in it, we've got a 500 cubic inch LS naturally aspirated engine that we built for it. We've done some really nice custom headers. We're doing all sorts of metal work on the car. We've got a roaster shop chassis. Jeremy over there just dialed us in on this beautiful chassis. And we've done some really trick things to a 55 that you're not normally going to see somebody go through. Is to get the light lines and the body to look straight on a 55. The fender, the door, and the rear quarter, they're all pregnant. So the light line kind of wanders back and forth. So we've actually taken and shrunk the door, we shrunk the quarter, we've actually moved those parts of the panels in. So when the car has a constant crown. So if you look at the side of the car, it's actually got a crown. And that's kind of something trick to know, and something neat is when we first started building cars, I didn't really know that, but when you want a car really straight, you put a full crown in the car. So in doing so, we've taken these special discs and shrunk everything in to where we can get that crown and it's not pregnant in 3 spots. We've also done a ton of metal replacement. Had a lot of bad areas with rust and stuff like that, and we'll go ahead and show you all these different things that we've done. Something neat that I'm pretty proud of is we went ahead and made a wood pattern and pole maxed this firewall. So this is a custom firewall, and we've covered up these towers here. Went ahead and bead rolled these little pieces here. But what we're doing is we're making an actual real cowl induction. So we've cut out the inner structure of the car, and we're going to make a billet air cleaner, and the air will hit the windshield, go in high pressure area cold, and it'll feed directly into an air cleaner that we're going to make that feeds into this monster throttle body. All right, so pop the trunk here, take a look at some of this. If you look at this tub, what's nice about this is it looks like all factory tub, but we went ahead and cut the original tub and then widened it and then re-welded it all up, so it looks pretty original. But we can fit a 14-inch tire under this car, but it still looks like the stock tub. And then all you 55 guys know what was here originally. So there was a spare tire that goes down, and we went ahead and made this panel, did a little pull max die, put a little detail in there. So I mean it's clean in the way that was done. Another cool thing is that we want the interior to be clean, so went ahead and formed up this interior panel so we can upholster it, and you won't see a bunch of the underside of the trunk. So when we go to upholster that'll look kind of trick. It's all just cleat-coated in place right now. But there's other things that really make all these little small details. Is we've went ahead and we're installing the tail lights, and if you look close you can really see the misalignment of everything. Like most people, they don't ever deal with that. You can see it gets tight here, and then there's a big gap there, and then if you see from the side, it's actually way off. Look at that right there. That's really shitty. So we've got them all dikemed up, and we're gonna sit there and pound on it with a hammer until it comes into shape where we want it to, and that way each piece fits nice in metal and we don't have to add a lot of filler to it. So that's a nice little thing there. Another little trick piece is decided to add a nice little stereo, and somebody had already cut out some holes for the speaker with their teeth or something like that. So we went ahead and made some nice little speaker enclosures in there onto the inside. So some of the details that I like are we've made these panels. You know, when you tub it, obviously your rear seat and package tray area there, it's wider. So we've, you know, hand formed these pieces. I think they look pretty close and original, but you know, just the detail of having to, you know, shape that around the tub, it's so close you wouldn't know that we went through the trouble of doing all of that. And of course the widened tub right there, and we flanged it. You can kind of see the flange around the tub there, but it's pretty slick. And you know, the whole theme of this car is sedate and to be not really noticed. So that's something that I like about it too. Here's a tranny tunnel that we went ahead and handmade. You know, it's from scratch and all, but we put a big T56 Magnum transmission. It's kind of a monster, and a QuickTime scatter shield. So we went and formed the transmission tunnel to fit all of that, and we wanted a nice serviceable part, so we made it a little taller than the original so we can have the tranny in and out a little bit easier than normal. Another nice thing is you'll look at the door gaps, and in metal the gaps are nice. You know, we've taken some time to get the gaps in metal nice. So here's a nice view of the gaps. And it looks, you know, you can see we've taken some time to put the gaps in metal and not do it with Bondo. Here is my super stoked piece here, as this is our ram air, right? It's not, we're ultimately going to make a little billet piece that we're going to weld on in here, and that'll attach into this billet air cleaner. But you know, your cowl fits here. Air hits the windshield going down the road, boom, where does it go? It goes into the cowl. And in here, in our instance, it's gonna go boom right into here and feed right into this little bad boy. Or should I say, big bad boy. All right, let's get this thing in the air, and then we'll go into some details on the motor. Oh, actually, hold on a minute here. Let's take a look at how nice this suspension system is from the Roadster shop. Penske adjustables. It's got a vet spindle. We've got big brakes. You know, a splined sway bar. Really nice billet arms for the tie rod ends. Rack and pinion steering. I mean, so this essentially, this is going to handle and brake, you know, like a new car, but have the classic styling of a 55 Chevy. And really, this will be classic looking when we're done. I'll throw a render in the deal for everybody so they can see what we're going for on this bad boy. So I'm gonna get this thing in the air now. Okay, so here's an undershot here. Some things to point out is you can see this little oil pan here, all handcrafted, you know, rolled edges. And on the inside, we wanted this thing to handle well. We wanted to be able to get some good oil control. So on the inside, you actually can see where the welds are on the bottom of the pan, but we've baffled it, you know, a ton to keep the oil on the pickup. And we lengthened the pan and made it, you know, have a bunch of quarts. That's a nice little feature. Another feature is the headers. There's a lot of time and thought that went into the headers. And to nest the pipes, we've got a 2-inch radius, 4-inch radius, 6-inch radius, and an 8-inch radius. So if you look, the headers are actually following the frame rail, and then they get up over by the control arm over there. Got a nice little merge collector with an O2, and then boom, land right into that nice little exhaust hole. So the exhaust is above the frame rail. Here's some more, another view of the nice Roadster shop chassis. So let's go down right here, boom. You can see the headers are pretty darn symmetrical. They follow the same shape. We've come up with a runner length that we think will work, even though they're not equal length. they're close. And big Magnum 6-speed. And we went ahead again. We modified this frame because we want to be able to get the tranny in and out with ease. So we went ahead and cut and radiused the frame and made a new transmission cross member, just because of the big bulky nose of that Magnum. But you know, beautiful 4x4 chassis. And then we'll get to the rear suspension here. 4-link rear suspension, 9-inch with a nodular center section. Got a 1350 billet yoke, and you know, adjustable Penske's, and big ass brakes. Matter of fact, Druggis, will you go grab one of the 6-piston so we can show those canoes?
Where we go?
I don't have no idea. All right.
With the light or what?
Well, this will give you an idea. The size. There's the rotors front and rear 6-piston. You know, my foot's a size 13. It's a pretty big ass brake. We'll put it up next to Dragos's head right here. Yes, that's a big brake.
I have a tiny head though, so.
But yeah. All right.
With the light or what?
Well, this will give you an idea. The size. There's the rotors front and rear 6-piston. You know, my foot's a size 13. It's a pretty big ass brake. We'll put it up next to Dragos's head right here. Yes, that's a big brake.
I have a tiny head though, so.
But yeah, some areas that you'll see is, you know, there's been rust repair done in these quarters. There's rust repair that's been done in a quarter and in the rocker area. The floors have been replaced. The trunk has been replaced. All right, so this is a nice little billet throttle body, as you can see. Oh yeah, there's some airflow happening in that bad boy. So I like this because it's really short, and it kind of fits really nice with our air intake setup. And this is a big, tall intake, but I had to show this. I've been wanting to use this intake for a little while. And let's take a look at the inside of this bad boy. Look at that monster. You can see some of the detail inside. The CNC porting that went down on this thing. It's pretty crazy looking on the inside, and it's actually a 2-piece intake, so you see the split here. They're able to get in and port really well because it's actually comes apart in the middle as 2 pieces. So this motor is a RHS block, tall deck, 9760. It's got a 4/500 stroke crank, CNC ported LS7 heads. That's the mast single plane dominator intake. We are injecting it with electromotive, and I got my own special little hydraulic cam. Yes, hydraulic, I know, but this is a driver, which is going to surprise most of you. AC and the whole 9. And some of the beautiful header work that we've got going on here. I went ahead and did 1/2-inch stainless flanges. Of course, everything is stainless, TIG, back purged. And of course, everything is just in the development and, you know, working stage, so nothing's really finished looking, but thing looks pretty sinister. Yes, we will not be using these rims. I don't have anything against them. They just don't work for the look of what we're doing right now. So, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of our 55 project. We'll be doing some updates on all the projects in the shop. We've got quite a few of them going, but I think I haven't done this before where, well, I haven't on a few videos, but I wanted to start showing the detail and craftsmanship that we've been putting into our cars. We show it a lot on our engines, but our cars see just as much love. So, you know, for where this is at and where it'll be in 3 or 4 months from now, it's just going to be another big transformation, but very happy.
Nelson Racing Engines will soon make available a wider range of our award-winning patented symmetrical mirror image turbos. 61mm, 64mm, 72mm, and 88mm turbos will be produced. The power of symmetry can make your engines more powerful and more beautiful. Bring NRE symmetrical design to your project. A generous warranty is provided. Please visit NelsonRacingEngines.com.